अंधा कहीं का दिख नहीं रहा है कि what is going on. Like, I wanted to say, I want a knife to kill this bastard, but I stayed quiet. विक्रम, आई एम विथ यू ब्रो. मेरा भी यही मन कर रहा है कि उसको मैं चाकू से मार दूं. साला. On the scene before me, it was neither what I had imagined nor expected. The guy was wanky. Welcome back to the story, Wanky. She looked at me and said, "You're also very sweet. She's lucky to have you. And now, you too." I smiled. Hello to my viewers. How are you guys? So, welcome back to my channel. यही बोलते हैं ना? Okay, leave it. Welcome back to my channel, and here I am doing the challenge that is reading a book out loud for you guys. And about the background, yeah, I do know it's not looking good. It's not looking good, but who cares? Who cares? So, the chapter is 9, and the heading is "My Shadow Knows My Tears." So, पहले मैंने 5 pages पढ़ रखे हैं, and let's move to the next page. I fell in love with her again. Maybe not forever, maybe not ever, but this movement will heal my heart. Her movements, the rhythm of my life, my art. देखते हैं अब इनकी जिंदगी में क्या होता है नया. Let's see. Next day. It was 5 a.m. when I got a call from Anika. Her car had broken down and we needed to go to Karimanagar और करीमम नगर, I don't know क्या है विलेज के नाम पर. This is what it is. ठीक है. Which was okay. So sorry for the noise, but who cares? Which was 100 kilometers away. I took my car and picked her up on the way. Vikram, she spoke in the middle of journey. Yeah, I said in a comforting tone, "I'm really sorry for blocking that time." "It's fine," I said, and sifted grains. Mathura always used to talk about you. Every word of her was about you. I never thought I'd meet you again. I glanced at her and smiled. Mathura is so good. She is my closest friend now. She is such a hardworking person. Yeah, she is, I replied. She looked at me and said, "You're also very sweet. She is lucky to have you. And now, you too." I smiled. As we reached Karimanagar, I dropped Anika at the passport office and waited for hours. Feeling bored, I played some song, Superman, and started vibing to it. After some time, Anika tapped on the car window. I unlocked the door. Yo, Imi name still, I don't know. Yeah, I love the way in this music. I love the wave in this music. I know, here's your favorite, she said. How? In school, you don't remember? No. Did I say here's my favorite? No. Leave it. She laughed. Man, speak up, please. One day, while you were listening a Superman, I thought you were watching porn. She started laughing, but quickly stopped. Well, Wanky say that. Wanky say that. Really? Well, let's go to the restaurant. Yeah, please. I'm suffocating with hunger. We were heading toward a restaurant. Suddenly, a guy dashed our car with a scooty. He came on the wrong route and quickly made a dash. The guy fell down alone with the bike, and Anika rushed toward him, lifting him up as a crowd gathered. Suddenly, my heart started to race, my anxiety grown, and my mind went blank. I stood there in shock, my eyes fixed on the sense before me. On the scene before me, it was neither what I had imagined nor expected. The guy was wanky. Welcome back to the story, Wanky. And let's see, अब ये wanky क्या करेगा? My classmate, Anika's best friend. We reached a restaurant, and Anika must have checked on him 100 times, but the guy was perfectly fine. My car had a dent, but what really bothered me was Anika fussing over him so much. taking full advantage of the situation. He was acting all innocent. He might have grown up, but he was still a cunning as ever. As we enter the restaurant, I park my vehicle to the side of following them in. Venki stayed closer to Anika and they walked together like they had glued to each other. I wish I could leave as soon as possible. We sit at a table, and just as I was about to order, Venki interrupted. Anika liked chicken biryani. I'll have one as well. He smiled while looking at Anika. What about you, Vikram? He asked. ये वेंकी का तो मन करता है कि गला दबा दूं, like literally मैं like ये बंदा बिल्कुल वो बोलते हैं ना क्या बोलते हैं कबाब में हड्डी हड्डी में कबाब और समथिंग लाइक दैट ही इज लिटरली लाइक दैट पता नहीं क्यों व्हाई ही इज डूइंग दिस टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स बट एक नंबर का बोका है ये लिटरली में अंधा कहीं का दिख नहीं रहा है कि व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन लाइक आई वांटेड टू से आई वांट अ नाइफ टू किल दिस bastard but I stayed quiet. विक्रम आई एम विथ यू ब्रो मेरा भी यही मन कर रहा है कि उसको मैं चाकू से मार दूं साला I order some starters and Anika and I choose chicken 65. When the when the waiter served the food, Venki, on his very first bite, offered it to Anika to taste. It's okay, Venki, you have it, Anika said, but after a couple of bites, he asked, so, what are you doing now? Trying to go abroad for my master's, he replied. Bro, the guy who had backlog his entire life wants to go study abroad. Well, I'm shocked here with nothing. No film opportunity, nothing. What about you, Vikram? He pointed at me. Nothing. He laughed. Man, you were the topper of Man, you were the topper in our class, and now nothing. He laughed like it was the funniest thing ever. I think that's what he wanted to hear. Anika and Venki talked for an hour. I neither listened nor wanted to be part of their conversation. After lunch, we go. After lunch, we got ready to leave. I sat in the car waiting for Anika to take her seat. She walked back to the car, following the Venki like a gentleman. He opened the door for her as she sat inside. She asked, Venki, your number? She saved his number. It triggering something in me, even though I had nothing to do with it. I didn't know why, but my anxiety was getting worse. I had no idea what to do after Anika took his number. My mind was a mess. Just like before, it was started. If they if they started talking, he wouldn't. I knew he would brainwash her soon. Was it even possible to be in a relationship with Anika again? This thought had kept me awake for almost a week. Not once did Anika try to call me about it. After 7 long days, I finally got a call from Anika. I have great news, she said, excitement in her voice. What it is? I asked, barely interested. No, no, sorry. A famous producer wants to meet you. You got an offer. Tomorrow, Mumbai. I wasted no time and booked my ticket. Was I arrived? When I arrived in Mumbai, I headed straight to Bandra West, a place, a place that houses some of Bollywood's biggest celebrities. Arohi was already there waiting. She parked the vehicle and led me inside the apartment. But something felt different about her. You seem different, I said. What's the matter? Sis Mark, guess what? I have a special news for you. I raised an eyebrow. What it is? As we stepped inside the elevator, she pressed the button for 15th floor. I'm dating I'm dating an actor, she announced. What? A 20-year-old woman dating a 30 plus actor? Surprise! No, he's an actor's son. He is 23 and will be making his debut soon. And guess what? You're directing his film. Oh man. Oh man. I folded my arm. You called me here just to tell me about your boyfriend? You don't get it. Big director has been waiting to launch him. The entire industry has its eyes on him, but I choose you because no one balance mess and model storytelling better than you. If you take this project and make it your own, you will be a big name in the industry. This is the opportunity that can take you to the top. भाई साहब दोस्त हो तो ऐसे लाइक अपॉर्चुनिटी तो दिल पा रही है एंड एक हमारे दोस्त है लाइक हरामी पंथी के अलावा उन्हें कुछ आता ही नहीं है but it's okay. She was right. Who would pass? Who would pass no such an opportunity after being rejected by dozen, dozen of producer struggling through the street? This was my chance, my one shoot. We finally reached the producer flat. The door opened to reveal an old man with a clean-shaved face, holding a cigarette in one hand and a revolver resting on the table beside him. He entered apartment was filled with film poster. So, you are a Vikram? He asked, his eyes scanning me. What's your experience? I swallowed hard. I knew this would be another rejection. Nothing, sir, I admitted. He raised an eyebrows. Nothing? Then how did Khan refer and how did Khan refer you as a director? He took a drag from his cigarette, exhaled and walked over to the freezer. I don't know what's happening with this industries anymore. OTT platform are taking over. Young directors with low budget are winning the game, and the Telugu film industry is leading the charts. Arohi stepped in. Sir, he is from Telugu cinema. The producer eyes light up. He walked toward us, holding a bottle of old whiskey in his hand. Really? Yes, sir. Okay, we will work soon, he said, shaking my hand. When will you when will you submit your script? Sir, soon. In 6 months? I replied. He forwarded. No, Vikram, we need to start shooting in 3 months. The entire audience is waiting. If we delay, we will be trolled badly. I note. Okay, I have the script ready in 2 months. We grain. What grain are you looking for, sir? He sat down. He sat down, deep in thought, before taking a shot of whiskey. What about a mess? What about a mess entertainer? Arohi and I exchanged glances. We had already brainstormed something similar before. Sir, I have write a Nexalit break drop infused with objective. His face light up. Perfect. Reaching into his pocket, he put out a checkbook and wrote an amount, 15 lakh as advance. My hand trembled as I took it. My first income, the very thing I had dreamed of from years. For any middle class man, this was life changing. Congratulations, director sub. Arohi teased as we headed out. Let's go to the bank. I have to share this with you, I said. No, I'm not taking any of it, she replied. Keep it, you need it more now. I'm giving it to you. Let's go to the nearest bank. I initiated. She stood here, had no, I mean it. It's your film. I'll work for free. I smiled, overwhelmed by everything. I didn't even know how to celebrate this movement. Let's head to the beach, I said. The scent of the salt filled the air, carried, carried by a cold breeze. That trickled out of my hair, that rhythm sound of waves crashing against the stone felt like a welcome, a shooting lobby, a shooting lobby, and a west open sky, a golden sand. The horizon was painting a huge of deep origin and purple. A sun slowly descending, catching a summer perfect water depth and blue solar. I inhaled deeply, lighting the I took a movement and dialed Mathura. As she was only one who can celebrate more than me, I dialed her number, but she wasn't lifting the phone. I've tried 5 times till I reach an airport. I tried, even texted her. She was not watching the text. Even she in online and unloading a story. Reach a Taj Mahal with her friend. She might be busy. She'll call me later, I thought, and dialed my mother. They were so happy. Anika dialed me and greeted me, Gretch. I reached home. Anika was at my house. She greeted me, shook my hand. The moment I sat down to write, the weight of everything I had dreamed of feeling slitting on me. This wasn't just a script, this was my script, my first real film. As a words I put down on the page would decide whether I could actually become the director I had always wanted to be. I started with a blank screen, starting at the blank corners. It was it was funny how an empty document could feel heavier than a full one. I had a story in my head, the cache of excellence and objective, the biology parameter. Every morning I look myself in a small room. Every morning I lock myself in a small room, pushing direction away. My phone is stayed on silent, my notification unchecked. I built a routine, writing from 7 a.m. to midnight, breaking breaking only for coffee, casually walk, and discussing with Arohi. She had become my sounding board, challenging my idea, questioning my character's motions, and making sure I wasn't getting lost in the philosophy while forgetting the emotion that made a story worth telling. Someday the words flowed like a river, other day I struggled for a single sentence. There were moments of self-doubt, moments where I wanted to tear everything apart and start over. But each time I remind myself I had 2 months and failure wasn't an option. Mumbai moved on without me. My friends continue their routines. The industry keep cherishing out new film, and my name remain unknown for now. Producer has had texted me twice asking about the progress. Both times I replied with a simple, "Going great, sir." In truth, I was struggling. I had written the first act introducing the photogenius, a young revolutionary race in the heart of the natural movement, trained to believe that the system is a enemy. But then he meets someone, a man who challenged everything he is being taught. Objectivity, a man who believes in a power of the individual, in self-releasing and breaking free from ideology itself. The clash wasn't just external, it was internal. I wanted my protagonist to go through hell and break the rebuild himself through acknowledge, through experience, to question everything and come out on the other side stronger, wiser. But writing this transformation wasn't easy. I moved to Mumbai. I needed real reference. I spent night watching Doubtman's and Nixon movement, reading first-hand account of you don't you don't just leave an ideology. It leaves a scare on you. I fight back. I never really let go. That's that was it. That was the key of my story. Arohi noticed my exhaustion before I did. You need a break, she said one evening. She said one evening, standing at my door with 2 cups of chai. I don't have time for the break. Yeah, you also don't have time to die of stress, but you are doing it always, doing it anyway. I signed, rubbing my temple. Temple. She was right, but I couldn't stop now. I had finished 16 pages of the script. I needed at least 100 more. So I compromised. Every Saturday night, Roy and I went out to Marine Drive. Juhu Beach to some small coffee in Bandra where the lights were dim and the world felt distant. We barely spoke about the film. She talked about her dream, her past, her random thought about life. And in those small stone movements, I found clarity. At the 6 week mark, producer called me. Vikram, where are we? 19 pages in, sir. I'll be done soon. Good, because I told you, the press, that we are announcing the film in a month. I froze. Wait, what? We are doing a launch event. Poster, teaser shoot, everything. You have 3 weeks. My heart pounded, but I refused to panic. I had come too far to mess this up. So far, the next 20 days, I disappeared from the world. I rewrote a scripted entire page and wrote again. Slipped become a luxury I couldn't afford. Arohi stopped arguing with me about stats. She just make she just made sure I eat, dropping off food at my place every evening. Then on the final night at 3 a.m. I typed the last sentence. I I stared at those words for a long time. My hand trembled, not with ex- exhaustion, but with something else. Refilled pride, a strange kind of peace. I set I sent the script to Khan with just 2 words. It's ready. Then I collapsed into my bed, closing my eyes, letting the world fade away. For the first time in the 2 months, I allowed myself to breathe. The script was done. I had poured everything into it, my thought, my fear, my experience, and now there was no turning back. I met producer the next day at his office. The check for the advance was already in my pocket. I remind a reminder that this was more than a dream. It was real. Vikram, you're not just a writer now, producer said. This voice, you are a captain of the ship. The direction is your vision. I nodded, knowing exactly what he meant. He really test was now ahead of me, turning this page into a film. We started preparation. The clock was ticking. There was no time to waste. The third month, timeless timeline was looming, and we had to move fast. Khan's son was confirmed as a lead. He wasn't just an actor; he was a star. His sporting presence, the kind of intensity that made you think he could either conquer or destroy, was perfect for the role. But there was one problem: he wasn't an easy man to work with. We met on the first day of the shoot. He stepped into the room, his eyes scanning everyone, his lips pressed in the in that familiar air of defense. Director, he said, let's see what you have got. I didn't flinch, I knew what I had to do. Khansan wasn't the type to be clouded. He needed direction, but more importantly, he needed respect. Trust me, I told him. I'm here to make your best performance possible. I know your strength and I know the story we are telling together. We are creating something that bigger than all of us. He studied me for a long moment and then for the first time I was flicker of understanding in his eyes. He nodded slowly. Let's do it. And that was the beginning of the collaboration. The next 2 months were a blur. The shoot started with the first major scene, the introduction of Khan's character. An exploded turned delusionated rebel. The camera was set up, the lights blending, the crew blasted around. Khansan stood there silent, waiting for his cue. I stood behind the I stood behind the monitor watching his every movement, thinking through the scene in my hat. The director chair felt like a weight of the world, but it also felt like I had finally found where I belonged. I called out, like, leave it. The camera rolled, and suddenly the world around us became irrelevant. There is a magic in directing. I quite power that came when you control every frame. I saw everything, his body language, the way his silence spoke louder than the word. Khansa wasn't just actor. He was becoming the character, and I was right there with him, guiding, shaping the perfection, modeling the story. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The crew the crew had its doubt, and there was clashed on set. There is too much philosophy. One assistant direct said during the break, This is the film, not a lecture." But I knew what I was doing. It wasn't just for the palette. It was the soul of the story. So I pushed back. I remind everyone that this wasn't a typical action film. It was a film about idea, about what happened when two radically different world voices collide. Mass appeal doesn't always mean comprehending on that. I told the team. The audience will feel it if we stay true to the vision. As the days went by, I keep pushing forward. The instances are on set grow, especially when filming the scene of the. There was a. अरे यार ये तो अपने बारे में मुझे मजा नहीं आ रही बोर बोर सा फील हो रहा मुझे okay so that's it for the today and we're done with our challenge and बाकी के 5 पेजेस पढ़ते हैं कल so see you tomorrow